Hello everyone, my name is John-Michael Bushman and welcome back to Match the Duel. It's another one of those weeks where I play a deck twice in a row, and honestly, I'd rather play them more often rather than get rusty, so it's pretty good on my part. But we're here today on the WCQ well, it's redundant to call it WCQ qualifiers because the Q already stands for qualifiers. So we're here in the qualifiers for the World Championships, and I'm bringing this deck, the slightly updated version of Radiant Typhoon. And I still am not going to reduce Fallen and the Virtuous down to 2 because it does come up. And even though I realized it like as I was playing, Mandate just recycles the TFTV. So you can honestly just run away with just 2 copies of this, and then Ecclesia here recycles herself and the Albion that you send as you use this thing anyway, so you really only need 2 of them. But this is Master Duel, it's a best of 1 format, so I'd rather max out on it and be safe. And I could shave down on the other stuff, like having only 2 super poly, since a lot of this stuff gets drawn by vision anyway. And you can even add Purulia here instead of Walos, because Purulia is going to be much more important in the current meta because of Cool Tune, but I'd rather have this. And I have been bricking a lot recently, so I'm bumping the shield bearer up to 2, and it's also great ash bait. So I have gotten a bunch of people with this card, and then I proceeded to full combo because I already had Eldam in hand, because it's the only target that is searchable by shield bearer for some reason. Oh wait, no, because he's the only wind beast, right? Because everyone else is of a different type. Great. I never realized that, but yeah, Eldam is honestly the most important starter in this deck anyway, apart from Crosea, so I guess it's defensible. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it and see how sweaty this gets. High stakes game because we are both going to level up. So let's see what my opponent's extra thick deck is going to do against my shenanigans. We don't know what they are yet, but I think I'd rather save Fualos here as a a normal summon, rather than, spend it right away. So we'll try to draw 2, bait out any Ash Blossom if there ever was one, but there isn't one, unfortunately. So we can discard the Eldam here, and then we have a shield bearer anyway. So yeah, that's the flaw of my logic. If you happen to draw a shield bearer and Eldam is already in your hand, then it's not going to be Gucci. But yeah, I think it's still fine. We're still fine here. So we special summon Crosea. Let's see what Crosea does here. No interaction yet, still, for my opponent. So already very scary. We can get Eldam anyway, so we'll be fine on that front. We can get Manifestation and send one of the big ones into the graveyard that way. And yeah, actually I'm gonna do that. So we get these 2, and then we literally have nearly everything here anyway, so I guess we'll be fine-ish. So we'll send a Radiant Typhoon, and then I'm not going to destroy it just yet. We're going to send Phonix. There we go. Or I could have sent Vavavoom instead, but I think we'll be fine here. So main phase 1, we're going to send the shield bearer. We're gonna send it off there. We'll get the Eldam. There we go. And because my opponent controls nothing yet, we're going to put him there. There we go. Eldam does his thing, and then I think there's a part where we get either Swen or we get Megala, but I think at this point we're just going to get Megala. Why is that? You'll find out soon enough. Now we're going to special summon Megala in defense position. Then we'll do the thing. We'll summon a Vavavoom. Here we go. Okay, so we got Vavavoom down there. There we go. She does her thing, we do our thing. We'll add one of the MSTs. There we go. And then, because our hand is a little, bad, unfortunately, so we'll MST our own super polymerization. This is once per turn anyway, so we'll be fine. Okay, a bunch of things are gonna trigger, but we'll leave Phonix in the graveyard for now. First, we'll get Megala to summon Vavavoom out of the deck, and then we'll chain block it using the other Vavavoom. herself. So again, we'll leave Phonics in the graveyard. That'll be a surprise for later. So we do that. We put Mandate down here. And then Megala does her thing. We will summon Vavavoom from the deck. There we go. And then we will... as much as I want to recycle stuff, well, we could, honestly. Megala's pretty much dead at this point, so we're going to summon the Plan B here. Because we already have Mandate in rotation. Well, for now. There we go. So we get Doomeagle, Hrasvelgar, as most people tend to say. And we'll set these two, and yeah, that's our end board. We're not going to be able to use Flawless anyway, and we did all that without a single normal summon, so hurrah for us. We're not going to do anything just yet. We'll wait and see what our opponent does here. They do have a 60-card special, so I don't know what they're going to be on yet. I guess we'll find out soon enough, if at all, but we shall see. If they... Okay, they just passed priority on that one, so yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, draw phase, yeah, sure. We go on standby, sure. So I have a monster negate, and we have a super poly and an omni negate in Mandate. So we're going to see what they do here. And if we do manage to spend the omni negate in Mandate first before we get Vavavoom, her negate up, we're going to see. We're playing up against Eldritch, so oh boy, this is going to be interesting. So he will special summon the Golden Boy himself, so this is going to be interesting. We have 2 wins, and if he does somehow send him to the graveyard, we do have Hrasvelgar to interact with it, should it come to that. But he's only setting up, it's only being set up as a blocker for now. So we're going to see how far this goes. Okay, tributing it off, so that's fine. And oh, getting... Who the hell is this? Fallen Angel of the Golden Land. Okay. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, we're going to get rid of Hrasvelgar for now. Or rather, we're going to get rid of the Golden Boy in the graveyard for now, because that's usually set up for greater things. I don't know why they would do it here, but okay. That's fine-ish. Sir, Elixir, why does... Yeah, he'll special summon it, but we do have this. We have a negate, quote-unquote. We're going to try to destroy Mandate. No, actually, we'll just destroy the Elixir here, because I don't think we'll have any better targets. And then we'll use the negate. MST, negate my opponent's shenanigans. There we go. I don't know if they were expecting this, but no, we're not going to use super polymerization just yet. So let's see what else my opponent does here. So the Elixir is negated thanks to Mandate. And then Hrasvelgar folds away the Golden Boy. And then we now use Phonics. He's now on the other side. There we go. And then if the Fallen Angel decides to do something funky, we can spin stuff back into the hand. So we can do that. Okay, they have another Golden Boy. So already they are very ready for whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, trying to send that, so forcing the issue here. But this isn't a negate anyway, so that is fine. So we can do that. Forcing the issue, so that's the negate out of the way, but we still have our super polymerization in case they do something here. Okay, we have Imseti, sure. So they're discarding that, and they're going to do something else. So we'll try to draw 1 card and see where this leads. So 1 and a 2. We'll recycle the other super poly, and then we'll recycle the vision. So let's see what they draw into, and if we draw into anything significant. We'll find out soon enough, because 60-card zombie pile was not something I expected in the WCQ, but here we are. If they do manage to set up a couple of darks, maybe just 1 other dark, we'll be able to use super polymerization here, and it's a quick play. So that will trigger Phonics, and then it will get rid of whatever stuff that is not affected by the stuff that we need to affect here. So okay, Okay, they drew 2, so that is fine. Let's see what else they do here. Okay, Golden Boy. I'm assuming he's going to send that. Yep, about what I expected. And then Golden Boy. Yep, there he is. And note that we don't have any lights, so we can't exactly super poly away the Golden Boy. So the best he can do here is, you know, hit over one of my monsters. And then that'll buy him some time because his monsters are, well, at least the Golden Boy is slightly larger than the rest of the competition right now. But again, we still have a super polymerization, and if they do end up playing one of their trap cards, especially the continuous ones, they are light monsters as well, so we can do that. Dark Savior. Okay. Well, a Vendread Savior to be specific. Special summon a Lich from deck, extra deck, or graveyard, so that is fine. If you do summon a Dark, you are going to be in big trouble here. We will find out soon enough what they do. Okay, I believe this is a Dark. No, it's a Light. Great. Still, I think he's playing around it pretty well, the Super Poly. I think he's smelling it from a mile away here. So that is fine. And yep, I believe he can attack twice or once. I'm not sure. Target a face-up monster, blah, 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 blah. Sure. Cannot attack or activate its effects. So he's just going to get rid of Phonics here. So, you know, not really a big deal. We can get him back. So, yeah, sure. That is a big boy though. So, Savior, I'm assuming he's going to send, and then lose his attack equal to yeah. About what I expected, but I don't think we can fuse into anything that is going to help us here, unfortunately. Although. It is a, wait, it only loses his attack, right? Yeah, it loses attack, so, I think we can still do this. Then we discard this. There we go. Then we summon this, and we fuse these two away. There we go. And then we set it in defense position. There we go. And if we did have the other super polymerization here, we could have fused away the Mad Lord here, but we did not. So we do have another starter anyway, so I guess we'll be fine for now. We'll make it light because we can. And that also locks out my opponent of doing shit, so I guess that'll be something, hopefully. Yeah, your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute as this card with card effects, so yeah. And setting it to defense position is good because a Vendread Savior is only 1600 attack, and the Mud Dragon is pretty decently statted in the defense stat, so. Okay, yep, Mizuki doing his thing. So what you're gonna do here, opponent? Reviving the Golden Boy, sure. Now, I'm assuming, let's see here. All right, cool. Sending him to defense position, making it live for super polymerization. If we can even super poly at this point, because they're both light zombies. What does Garura do? Same type and attribute, but different name. So this is the Golden Lord. This is, oh god, they are immune to super polymerization. That is cute. All right, sure. Vampire Sucker. All right, cool. That is insurance for next turn. I believe they can, oh really, that's it. That's all you're gonna do. All right. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so that is fine. Sure. He can't target this anyway, so, and it's not a quick effect if I remember correctly. All right, cool. So now we just have to get rid of the Golden Boy. That's one way to get rid of him. Unfortunately, we cannot, now that I'm looking at this card. Cannot be destroyed by battle card effects. Oh no. So this can summon the Golden Boy out, but I think we need to destroy this for the time being. So we'll send the Fallen of Albaz, we'll send Albion, then we'll destroy the continuous spell, because that will allow him to refuel. And now, we will use this, name Wind, so that our stuff is going to be immune from targeting for the turn. And then the one card starter, Chant. We'll add a level 4 to hand. There we go. And then, I think we just add Swen here and revive Grosea from the graveyard. So, there we go. Alright, Mud Dragon of the Swamp is now a Wind. That gets destroyed. Then Elixir does its thing. He is working on very low resources, by the way. So, He does not have a lot of options here, so we'll see what he grabs. I'm assuming it's only the Golden Boy, because that's... Oh, he does... It's not just the Golden Boy. Assault Lich. I've never seen this one. Normal special summon, assault mode activate. Oh, okay. That is interesting choice. But what else do we have in the graveyard? We can recycle these. We can also recycle the Super Poly. But we will leave the MSTs in the graveyard. So we'll do that. There we go. So we'll recycle this, and the TFTV. There we go. And then that will allow us to, keep it flush with our resources here. Okay. Main phase 1. We do this first. We get Swen. There we go. Swen effect. We will get the Ascendance. Then we'll revive Cressea that way. There we go. Revive Cressea. And then I believe this will trigger Phonics. It should trigger Phonics. Well, not yet anyway. He is in the graveyard, so we'll get... yeah, I think he smelled it from a mile away, and yeah. We'll just find a way to get Phonics onto the field and spin away whatever stuff he has left on board, and then, yeah, we'll likely win from there. So, yeah, surprisingly valiant effort, actually, so I applaud my opponent for that. They tried, but unfortunately, removal these days is a little too good for something like Eldritch, and especially for a 60-card pile like that. But, hey... You do what you can in these trying times. Let's move on to the next duel. Lost a die roll, and my opponent made me go second, so if we don't open with hand traps, we're pretty much dead. And we did not. But we did open with at least 2 ways to interact with my opponent and 1 potential card that can bait out their negation. This is likely Sky Striker because that's the only deck that really abuses Upstart Goblins. So we'll just turn off interaction here because we literally have nothing, and we'll just let my opponent pop off. And it is indeed a Sky Striker, but what kind of Sky Striker? I do not know. I will find out soon enough. So far, this is all Sky Striker stuff, so... We don't know what they have yet. Again, we'll find out as they go through their lines here. They're going to go to Kagari, and then, they're going to go to Shizuku. So, your hand is weak, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay, you had engaged the whole time. I don't know why you went into Shizuku first, but okay then. So this will take a while. They'll cycle through a lot of their spell cards and then get negation and other points of interaction. So this will take a while, so I'll just see you guys at the start of my turn. Okay, I didn't have to wait too long because my opponent just set 4 and passed. So we'll try to destroy their Shizuku first, because that will hopefully get stuff going here. And if they don't have a Sky Striker on the field, it could matter. So there is that. Okay, I think they're just letting that one slide. So we'll do this. We'll do Vision. We'll try to draw 2, question mark. And we have both copies of Shield Bearer here, making their presence known. So we draw those, and ooh, okay. Sheena is interesting. Especially if they activate a spell while we have a wind monster on the field. So Super Poly is not going to be helpful in this matchup anyway because they only really have like 1 to 2 monsters on the field at a time. So that is fine, and they have ways to recycle that anyway. I think I'd rather keep Called by the Grave here. Yeah, or we can just discard Swen. We'll just discard Swen. And we have Shield Bearer to get the Eldam anyway, so that's going to be fine. So we let that slide. We will save Called by the Grave for the Ace 0 because that's the one that's going to be really scary for us. So we get Eldam. There we go. And then we will sadly have to normal summon him. But that'll get us started with a lot of our plays here. Let's see where this goes. Alright. Widow Anchor is about what I expected. But we are unfortunately ready. So we have a Sheena here. And then that will bounce everything, as in all of their spells and traps. And then bounce it back to hand, and then we'll be left with I believe just Sheena on board. Okay, so they'll be able to take the Eldam. We sadly will not be able to extend too far from here. but we do have a super polymerization for much later. So we'll just attack into their Eldam here. Well, my Eldam. So there's that. And then, yeah, we'll just pass. We'll set Called by the Grave and the super polymerization, just in case. And then, yeah, we'll also have a TFTV. Hey, what do you know? There we go. Yeah, I would like to set it on the field. Thank you very much. This board does not look like much, but I don't know if Sky Striker can even play through this. But we'll see, we'll see. Sky Striker players are a resilient bunch. So we'll see soon enough if they can push through this. Okay, Rose, sure. She's a light? Really? I did not know that she was a light monster. Is this a quick effect? No, it is not. So she'll die right now before she can even, she can even do any link summoning here. I'm gonna nip it at the bud while I can, because I don't know if I can even fight through everything that they can do. Or you know, they can. This will force out the uses of linkage. But I think you need a Sky Striker monster, or rather a Link monster, a Sky Striker Link monster on board in order to do that. But me nipping it at the bud here, I'd rather do it now rather than... Really? Oh, so you can send it and then it will no longer be... Okay. That means I can now do this. I'll negate the Shizuku, because that will allow you to recycle shit. There you go. If you have Liebesman, I think that's how you pronounce that card name. But let's see what you do here, opponent. I think I shotgunned that one too early. I probably should have saved it for the other stuff that they could possibly have. So we'll see. And what do you know? I baited it out of their hand. There we go. Lemnis Gate. There we go. That's the name of the thing. Yeah. I forced it out. So I guess I did the right thing, question mark. So, what was he recycling? He was recycling Shizuku, Rose, Widow Anchor, and Hornet Drones. Alright, cool. That means he gets to bounce the Sheena back to hand, and I will no longer have any wind monsters on the field. So, I will have to... Really? Okay. And, yep, the Live Twins just, you know, cackling at my incompetence here. So, okay, TFTV is no longer there. But we do have Ecclesia in the graveyard, so that will act as a graveyard. So what the fuck? Oh, we are both playing on the same axis here, opponent. And even using linkage right here. Alright, I don't know if I will even live at this point, but... you know, good on my opponent. They thought of everything. Yeah, very good on them. So again, I don't know if I'll live until when it comes back around to me. But I am at 10,000 life points, so it will take him a while to do it. But Sky Striker can very easily OTK these days. They just need to pile on a bunch of spell traps in the graveyard for that to happen. So yeah, they'll just add linkage, and then they'll just keep swapping out the Sky Striker armors, and then they'll find a way to get lethal from there. So I do have recovery still, because Shield Bearer is just Eldam, and then you have super polymerization to get rid of anything that's sticky on the board. So this isn't over yet, but we don't know for how much longer. Well, I don't know for how much longer. So yeah, I'll just skip to the next interesting point, or you know, just go to the next duel entirely. Okay, so a small update. My opponent and I had a very vicious back and forth for a while, and I thought they were going to be able to kill me, but they fell surprisingly short. I am now on the forward pedal, basically. And my opponent may or may not have a way to kill me from here. They don't have any more resources in hand. I don't think they have at least at the moment, it seems that they don't have much. But Vavavoom might just seal the deal here, so we'll find out soon enough. We'll get the last copy of MST from the deck, and we do have a droplet just in case. And we'll pop the final spell trap that they had here. I don't know what it is, and we'll find out soon. It was Forbidden Droplet. No wonder they couldn't use it. But yeah, now we have a negate from MST. And we'll set this here. Then we'll draw one card, because we can. I have no idea how my opponent punches through this at this point. We'll return one of the TFTVs, and we will return the Called by the Grave. There we go. excuse me. We'll leave the other stuff in the graveyard. Oh, we can even go into Hrasvelgar here and have even more disruption. So, yeah. Varurun is not going to do much anyway, so I guess we're just going to Hrasvelgar here. So, here we go. Going to Hrasvelgar. So that, in case they get stuff in the graveyard anyway, we'll be able to, deal with it. So, and we'll even set the, Forbidden Droplet here just as an additional negate. So we have maybe 4 points of interaction here, so I don't know how my opponent's gonna punch through this. I mean, they could, and that starts with that, so I guess we just negate it. Unfortunately, opponent. So we destroy it with Mystical Space Typhoon, and then we use the negate from Mandate, and I don't know how my opponent crawls out of this one, unfortunately. Yeah. That was honestly a very interesting duel, and yeah, the back and forth was honestly really boring, so I didn't make you guys watch through all that. But yeah, it was just as let's go through the logs here. So I just realized recently that a QOL that they did, this used to not be colored, but now it shows you that you know, the red part was your opponent, and then the blue part was yours. So around the time where my opponent you know, cycled back the super polymerization that was on the field, they were not able to do much, and they weren't drawing really hot, and they needed something to draw hot, and unfortunately I got rid of it. So in the previous turn, I summoned out Typhon basically as bait over the Eldam, because I had a feeling that they had pieces of back row that could interact with the stuff that I was doing, and I left Corsair in hand. And after that, they got rid of my Typhon, and then I did some other stuff, and they even activated their own TFTV here. Santa Ecclesia destroyed the Typhon and did some other stuff, and also they used Amatsu. There we go. They used Amatsu to redirect the Typhon bounce and make it destroy the Amatsu instead. And you know, I set Super Poly, but they sent it back. And yeah, that was a really interesting back and forth. My opponent's turn was also like previous turn rather was filled with a lot of interaction as well. They were comboing off. I think that was just before we cut off, but yeah. Interesting duel, but it was really boring, unfortunately, and I didn't know what to say to fill in the dead air. So yeah, well fought duel, opponent, and let's move on to the next one. One thing I noticed with this season's WCQ is I have barely fought against Cooltoon the entire time. I don't know why, but there are a lot of people who are more rocking branded more than the other archetypes that are currently available here on Master Duel. I don't see hide nor hair of the decks from the previous format at all for some reason. I guess people have gentlemen out of them, question mark. But those decks are still really good. You know, the triangle of Draco Tail and K9 and Mitsurugi, they're still really good, but they're just completely overshadowed by the new stuff. I guess people just wanted to play new things, so you know, here's me rocking Radiant Typhoon rather than bringing in Mitsuyami for the nth time in a row, or Yamitsurugi as I prefer to call it. But opponents on a branded deck, so they're going to combo off the wall until I cannot just punch through their board. And I didn't open with any interaction whatsoever. Only during my turn, we can super poly away at least 2 of their things, and granted, we can actually super poly away some of their stuff because we have an Albion in the extra deck. So it could happen, but yeah, this is branded. The new stuff is honestly insanely cracked. The season 2 of the anime really made them a little too overpowered, but it's manageable, surprisingly. I don't know why I guess people are just not exactly too ready yet, but once this format gets solved, people are gonna, you know, find ways to counter branded anyway. So yeah, this a combo part of the stuff, and I mean, they are under Fualos, so okay, now they're not under Fualos, but even they are locked out of summoning too much. I'll just discard Super Poly for Super Poly, so there is that. I think that hurts them as much as it hurts me, unless they can special summon from the extra deck still, but well, we'll find out soon enough. So yeah, they're going to Still continue comboing off, I guess. And wow, hard synchro summoning Ecclesia here. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. This might take a while, so I'll just see you guys at the start of my turn. Okay, we're at the start of my turn, and I think we have a fighting chance. Maybe. We'll find out soon enough. Super Polymerization is only once per turn. No, it's not. Holy shit. But we only really have one target, so I think we'll be fine here. Okay. We will actually hard summon Albion. So that and oh really? Albion. I think we get Cartesia, and we get Fallen of Albaz here. There we go. Super Poly is not once per turn. Huh. Today I knew. All right. So Albion is now on the field, and do we activate his effect? Fusion summon by banishing fusion materials from hand, field, or graveyard. These two are Wing Beasts and Beast Warriors, so we cannot use them, sadly. Although, this just Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Yeah, sure. We can do that. Swen isn't exactly too useful in this current situation. And Swen, or rather, Mud Dragon of the Swamp also provides a bit of protection for our board. So we'll find out soon enough if this does anything. And Ecclesia here, now that I think about it, I probably should have activated the second Super Polymerization here. So, okay. So, sure. We can get rid of the second TFTV here. Or rather, the TFTV here, and just fuse away whatever they have on board. This is a spellcaster, right? Yeah, it's a spellcaster. This is light, and this is light. Yep. So this is light, and this is... Oh, this is also a spellcaster! Hello! Well. This, hold on. I need to read this. If a card... normal special... If a card leaves target, then special summon it. I think I'd rather get rid of the Gongol. Banish this card from your field or graveyard. No, I think I'd rather get rid of the Quem. Get rid of their two spellcasters, and then get Garura here. There we go. I forgot that Super Poly is not once per turn. Oh boy. I'll be able to finally do the fusion stuff from here. So there we go. We can fuse that away by banishing this and the other Swen. There we go. My Dragon of the Swamp. Do your thing here. There we go. And then we do have a one-card starter, so there is that. Okay, yep. This special summons from the deck, and now it's a good time as any to do this. We'll use Wind. We'll do this later. If it comes to that. Okay, fine. We'll do it now. Ash Blossom or Bust. Opponent, Ash Blossom or Bust. What do you have there? If it's not interaction. Okay, cool. So Chant. I guess we just sort of pop off from here. Okay. So Gol is going to summon from the deck. And they still have Blazing Cartesia here, so they can still fusion summon. Oh! Wait, Caritas is not exactly a negate. It just zeroes the attack of everyone, so... Oh, they do have Rinbram in the graveyard, so that's a pseudo-negate, question mark? Well, it's actually more of a banish, so, okay. It's something, but okay. Summoning the boy himself. Super Polymerization on legs, so there's that. What are they going to banish? No, they're not. Okay, they're just going to discard and then Super Polymerization themselves. Let's see what they do here. Noted, if Garura ends up in the graveyard anyway, I guess we're still fine because it makes us draw one card. So we'll see what they do here. Caritas is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll find out what they do here. Jade. Well, we got MJ up in this biznitch. So we could be okay. I'm assuming they're going to banish Garura so that we don't draw one, question mark. But if that's the case, then Jade is going to be ripe for the picking here. Okay, yep, we don't get to draw our one card, so that is fine. And now we finally move on to main phase 1. We can actually just go into Typhon and bounce Mirror Jade back into the extra deck. And then yeah, we can do that, but I'm not going to. Well, not yet anyway. So we normal summon Eldam. We don't have much in the graveyard yet, but if they do negate, quote unquote, negate this, I think we'll need to go into Typhon here. But if my opponent doesn't do that, then we can do something else. So we'll see. Okay, Mercurier. Okay, yeah, that's a negate, so to speak. But yeah, I think we're just going to Typhon and just get rid of some of the stuff here. Because yeah, this isn't gonna do much. We can go into SP Little Knight and banish the Mirror Jade forever. Yeah, we're just going to Typhon here, and we're just going to bounce Mirror Jade back into the extra deck. So and he's not going to be able to activate his effects anyway. Karitas will, but that's not my problem. Mirror Jade is my problem because he wipes the board and banishes my stuff every other turn. So. Okay, yep, about what I expected. So I'm not going to get a free attack here. And okay, he's still going for it. If he summons something that has 3k attack, it's not going to be able to activate its effect. Oh, they're sending Mirror Jade, so he's going to trigger the board wipe nonetheless. Granguinol, yep, it plays under Typhon, so yeah, smart move on my opponent. And yeah, I don't know if I can still win from here, but it's going to take a while. Okay, they're going to draw one card. Mirror Jade's board wipe is going to activate at the end of turn, and yeah, it's going to... Oh, okay, not yet anyway. Oh wait, no, is it because Typhon is on the field? So that's interesting. So Karitas is only really here to zero out attacks, and this guy only really works if you send stuff to the graveyard. So we'll get rid of Karitas, and we're just going to pass back to my opponent here. This is a really interesting duel. This is a Luber Duber, the Boober Duber, sure. Negate its effects, that is fine, I guess. Wait, negate its effects until when? Question mark? Until the end of this turn. Yeah, so Luber just summons himself back out, and well, I guess we're just gonna pass back, and we get our Albion trigger, and we'll get our copy of TFTV. So there we go. This will allow us to send Ecclesia, but I do not know if we can still, you know, fight against this, because if there's one thing that branded players can do, is that they grind through boards like this very, very well nowadays. They already could before, but with the new tools that they got from the branded structure deck, they're even better now. And this is honestly a really exciting time to be playing YuGiOh on Master Duel, because the meta has been shaken up thanks to the new stuff. So good on them for you know, just adding more juice to the Justice Hunters archetypes, or rather juice to fight against the Justice Hunter stuff. So we're going to save the TFTV. We're not going to use that until much later, if they try to fuse stuff anyway. So okay, yep, Ecclesia. Okay, forcing the issue here. That is fine, that is fine. I was planning on using it anyway, so we're going to use this, and then we're going to get rid of Granguinol, because I don't think Aluber has any effects that trigger right away. Yeah, we'll send Ecclesia, we'll destroy Granguinol. We could also just destroy Eldam, so that we're slightly more free. Yeah, if a monster special summon, banish this card from your field or graveyard, special summon from the extra deck. Yeah, I think I'll just get rid of Granguinol, so it's not going to be a problem. But if this does end up biting me and I should have popped Eldam instead, then that's a lesson to learn here. So we're just going to turn it off, and we don't have any more interaction, so let's see what my opponent does here. Otherwise, they could, you know, think for a while, and they were comboing off for a bit, and don't know how much time they have left on their clock, but I have plenty of time left. So okay, Blazing Cartesia, and I think this about concludes it here. So yeah, I'll just see you guys at the end screen, because I'm pretty sure I'll be dead in a few here. Yeah, branded fusion as well. So yeah, I'll definitely be dead in a few. They'll just need a way to get rid of the stuff that I have on board so that they can deal a clean 8,000 points of damage. So yeah, again, see you guys at the end screen. Okay, we're here at the end screen, and yeah, the deck performed about how I wanted it to. Still pretty good, still pretty viable in spite of the power level of Master Duel, which is honestly still quite insane, but it is a lot more manageable now compared to what was happening with just Justice Hunters dominating the format. Decks are a lot more varied at the very least, and at least in my personal experience. I don't know how it is on your end, but at least when I do my duels, I can feel like I have a chance rather than, you know, an opponent setting up like 4 points of interaction and me not having any hopes of breaking through it. So yeah, I'll still be rocking Radiant Typhoon. I'll still be rocking Heroes because that deck is just so fun to pilot even though I lose a lot. It's just way too powerful for the casual groups now, so I have to take it to the rank ladder. There's no other place to play it. And yeah, and I don't know when the other overframes are going to come into Master Duel, but I have rebuilt the Blue Eyes deck and I am waiting for the updates for that deck, and things are going to be pretty exciting once Blue Eyes Nation is going to be up and running again. But we're going to cut it here, and if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.